So today we have a very special guest with us, Sister Uma Rani, and she has been one of the key instruments in Brahma Kumaris, especially she is doing her services. She's offering her services in Hyderabad, and she has a very unique journey on this spiritual path. And by profession, she is a doctor in naturopathy and yogic sciences. And presently, she is giving her services as an executive member of a medical wing. As most of you know, Brahma Kumaris do the services in different wings. One of the main wings happens to be medical wing, and then she is one of the executive members of this medical wing, and she's one of the senior faculties who is from Hyderabad. She is doing her services in all. Uh, she's doing her services in Hyderabad, and she's one of the main faculties in Shanti Sarovar. Shanti Sarovar. For some of you who have been to Hyderabad, Shanti Sarovar is one of the big retreat centers of Brahma Kumaris in India, and there's a lot of service that happens. And they have recently built a nice inner space. It's one of the unique service places that is from India. She has been sustained from lot of seniors, dadis, didis, and she is very much loved by whole of Brahmin family. And definitely, as any spiritual path on any spiritual path, one has challenges that they have to face, and then she too has to face some of the challenges, and she has gone through very gracefully and with a lot of love. And then you'll see a lot of resemblance with some of the stories that we hear in our mythology, like Shiv Purana and Krishna stories of that. You'll see the similarities of that, and and at the same time, and one of the reasons why we do all these kinds of sessions is when you get to hear somebody's spiritual journey and some of the challenges that they have gone through, some of the similar challenges we too might be facing. When we come across those challenges, how are we going to handle it? And when we have a living example, when we listen to them, you're not only picking up some of the subtleties, but you're also going deeper into how to handle it, how to empower yourself, and how to take palna. And especially as we are going through this journey, the times are not so pleasant nowadays, and things are getting a little more challenging with the COVID situation. It's not just the health that is getting impacted, it is also the finance, it's also the relationships, it is also the mental health. It is challenging every facet of our life, right? And this is the time when we need to know how to take the sustenance from the avyakt sustenance from Baba, Dadis, and they are giving so much love, so much power. And if I am not tuned into that, I cannot take that power. So these sessions are mainly to gauge, to uh, with the vision of learning some subtle techniques that I can tune into, right? And then one of the word that you might hear more often is bhavna. Bhavna is that intention, that love, that vibe, right? How to tune into it, especially when somebody is sharing their personal experience. That is when we get to go deeper into it. And then there's a lot of she is one of the main faculties, and then she has served in lot of services, and she has served a lot of seniors, a lot of government officials, a lot of ministers in India, and a lot of corporates. She has served in a lot of places all over the world, right? So so before any, without any further ado, I invite Sister Uma. I welcome Sister Uma. If I may ask to unmute. Yeah, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning, good evening, everyone.
Good evening, good morning, and good evening. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, welcome.
Shall we start?
Yes, Uma.
I think for 2 minutes we will sit in Baba's remembrance and start. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Am I audible clearly?
Yes, Uma.
Harsha-bhai?
Yes, you're very audible. Yeah.
Thank you, brother,
Welcome.
for your beautiful, wonderful introduction. And a very good morning from India and good evening from California and San Francisco to all the divine family, brothers and sisters. And see, physically, I have not visited California or San Francisco, but Rama and Baba and San Francisco family, divine family, has given me this opportunity to see you and meet you virtually and verbally, and to share all the divine experiences in the spiritual path in my personal life. So for this, I'm very thankful to the divine family of San Francisco and Harsha brother, Chandru Didi and Sukanya sister over there in San Francisco. So it is today, I'm very glad to share my experiences on this very auspicious day. Here it is June 1st. I think it is the 31st May evening. And today onwards, the June month, it is, we just treat this month as Mama's month. As 18th January, Avyakta Mass, it is totally the Sakar Baba's, Brahma Baba's remembrances. We spend that whole month, and this June month in the remembrance of Mama, we begin this. Today, I'm very glad to share all my experiences on this auspicious divine day we are starting. Today onwards, yeah, Dadiji also, Ratan Moini Dadiji has sent some beautiful points for this 24 days till Mama's Day, 24th June. 24 days, the Dadiji, with a lot of care and love, she has sent that 24 points to go through each and every Brahmin soul. We have to, yes, inculcate those points which Dadiji has given us as a discipline to become equally like Mama, to attain that stage the important points. So also my spiritual life experiences I started when I completed my 12th standard. It is intermediate, we say that. After completing my 12th standard, I got the seat in this nature cure, naturopathy, it is said. Like there are in medical field, there are so many pathis, no? Allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, medical systems. And this naturopathy is also one of the system. And I got the seat in Hyderabad. And my Laukik place, we used to stay 3-4 hours away to this city, Hyderabad. And in my life, since my childhood, I was very much introverted. I used to feel very shy to go in front of any people when my parents used to call me and introduce to any of the guests also, their friends. I used to feel very shy to go in front of those people. Why should I go and show my face to all of them? And so much introverted, never used to share anything in my life to anyone. And I always used to listen to my inner voice, intuition. Since my childhood, I'm habituated to that process in taking any decisions in my life. I listen to all, but ultimately I listen to my inner voice, my intuition, what it wants. Then I take the decision accordingly. So after 12th standard, when I passed that, I got the seat in naturopathy, and I ought to shift from my family. Till then, not even a single day I spent out of my home without my parents and without my grandmother. I did not spend any single day without them. And so then naturopathy nature care college, that was a unique college. All over India there was only one college. So from all other states from India, the governments, they used to depute the students every year, 3-4 students, every state, the government, they used to depute the students. And my life, some interesting things, I used to adapt in my life. And I used to spend my life in that way only, with that discipline. I was very much intuitive, as I told, and then very unique also. I used to like that uniqueness in my life. In every aspect of the life, I must be very special and unique. Even in wearing the dress, also the costume, if everybody likes some pattern and some color, some newness. But if everybody is wearing it and everybody likes that, no, even if I'm liking it also, I don't purchase it. I don't go for purchasing, and I don't want it. So that sort of mentality I had. And I used to enjoy that uniqueness. And also in my life, I always liked the sincerity. I was, to be true in my heart, I'm sincere in every action, every uh, see responsibility, whatever I take up. So I like that sincerity, and I expect the people also to be like that with me, to behave in that manner only, with sincerity. And also, apart from this uniqueness and this sincerity, I used to like the cleanliness very much, and the honesty. I was very honest, in relations with everyone. And I feel that everybody must be like that only. Then only we can enjoy the relations without any negative thoughts, negative thinking towards the people in the relations, so that we can enjoy the life. Since my childhood, I used to believe on these things. So based upon these belief systems, when I shifted from my home to the college, which was residential, and I was staying in hostel all alone, And it was a great transformation for me, a lot of chaos in my life. And I was totally isolated. I cannot communicate with anyone because my language was regional language till 12. And then immediately, all of a sudden, I was pushed into that process, that system, naturopathy, for 5 years. And I don't know anyone. And that was the first time I was staying away from my family, my parents. So a lot of isolation I used to feel, and loneliness. I used to suffer with that. And my father knows that she should not fall homesick, Then he used to come now and then very frequently and tell to the senior people. It was co-education, and senior brothers also. He used to introduce me and please take care of her. She cannot stay alone here in this hostel. And somehow, 1 year passed away. In the same time, same moment, when I moved away from my home, the wonderful thing happened is Baba entered into my family. He entered into my parents' life there at my home. And when I went to my home in vacations, so one fine day, my father took me to the center there. For my great astonishment, after looking at that center atmosphere, I could not believe that such a beautiful place also existing in this universe. Because whatever the belief systems I have, and whatever the qualities I used to believe and practice, the sincerity, the cleanliness, and these all things, I could not find in anyone in relations exhibiting all those things. Of course, all those things exhibiting together all in one, it is not possible so easy, but at least one thing we can find in one person. But even then, no, it was not possible for me to find in that way. The honesty, the cleanliness, and the sincerity towards the relations, towards their responsibilities. I could not find anyone in that way. So, but when I visited Baba's center first time, the so much attraction was there in that atmosphere. And looking at that sisters, I always like the uniqueness. So it was a unique place, on this earth. This is existing here. I don't know at all. I was so happy when I just the love at first sight, we say that. Looking at that young sisters, those who were younger than me, very cute sisters, and white clothed sisters sitting on that stage. And that very uniqueness I found is when the sisters sitting on the assembly stage, the people, my parents and very elderly people sit on the ground. And in meditation, in silence, when that very small sister sitting on the stage and the sandali, and in silence with open eyes, that was a very wonderful, unique thing, I found here. With open eyes, still eyes, and sitting like this and looking at all the people, and their eyes were also open. I can't believe that lot of embarrassment and unbearable situation, looking at those people, because I was not introduced to the course, basic course, and the meditation, anything. And in that silence process, background song will be played, and some disturbance occurred in that means, then I could not control my laugh, and I used to go away from the classroom. And coming to the home, my dad used to scold me a lot. They are the younger sisters than you, and they are so much in them and very much concentrated and focused, and being educated girl, you are not able to focus like them. Then that was a click in my mind. Yes, I understood that, but I can't. I could not do in that way. The sisters, they were just looking, staring into the eyes of the people in the silence. It was totally embarrassing, nearly embarrassing for me. And then I thought that there is something, it is a mental process purely. It's not with this naked eyes, nothing to do with this eyes, but something, it's behind that, something is going on, this concentration. Yeah, this technique is wonderful. I must learn this. I understood the process. And when I went back to the college again, my father wrote a letter that, see, Uma, for the sake of you, Baba has opened a new branch there near to your college. You go there and meet the sisters over there, and you continue going to the center, because he know that I'm staying away to the family, and I feel that I face that feelings of loneliness, isolation. So then to avoid that, he suggested me to join there. One fine day, along with my roommates, I went there, and that was the beginning of my spiritual life. And then continued, even if the university exam is there tomorrow, I must go today evening compulsory. I have to inform to Baba, because when Baba entered into my life, that basic course I took when my roommates came along with me, sister suggested that, Uma, they have to undergo. And she thought that I finished my course, but no, I just visited the place. That's all. I don't know anything about the Baba's knowledge or meditation, anything. It's all by my father's suggestion. I went there, and then I completed my course. And every day I have to give the attendance in Baba's center. It's not necessary that 1 hour or the 45 minutes I have to listen to the Murli. Not necessary. But if I just go to the center and I enjoy that atmosphere and meeting the sister there, that's all. The family members is to give lot of love and affection. Is to take care of me a lot, They is
Om
to come to
Shanti.
my hospital. Om Shanti.
Uma Didek, the mic is little ruffling with the sari. So if you can pull it.
Disturbing. Is it sorry? Is it disturbing? Yeah. Is it okay now?
Yeah, this is better.
I'm sorry. Is it okay now?
Yes. Good.
Yes. So even if tomorrow it's the university exam, Didi used to tell me, Uma, you should not come like this. You have to prepare for your exams. If your father sees you in this way, they will scold me. Then I used to tell that sister that, Didi, it is Baba who has to write the exam, not me, So I came to inform that, yeah, tomorrow you have to write the exam. So in that way, I used to enjoy my exams also. When Baba has become my life partner, my friend, my companion, and everything for me. And I just started forgetting my Lokik family, my father's love and affection, everything. So in that 4 years of time, lots of intimacy and closeness in all the relations I developed with Baba. So Baba has become my friend, and every moment, every step, I communicate with Baba so naturally. There was not a process of learning and taking guidance from somebody else. Many people ask, how to communicate with Baba, how to have that link with Baba, how to remember Baba. I don't understand that. What is this question? Baba is everything for us in our life. Then how can we ask that? How can I communicate with my dad? How can I communicate with my mom? Are we asking anyone to teach this? It's like that, the natural process, it happened in my life. Baba has occupied my total heart in the teens, early, that is 18 to 19 years age. He entered into my life. That's all. Until then, my life purpose was to just make my father happy. That's all. With my performance in studies, I should stand always first in my studies. My father's, he feels happy, if I get that first rank. That's it. No other expectations, no other desires, nothing, So I was simply till my 12th standard also, even my education, when I was continuing in this nature cure also, it was like that. But when Baba entered into my life, that was shifted towards Baba from my dad. Now Baba has to feel happy looking at my performance, my whatever the actions, attributes I am performing, to make Baba happy. My intention shifted from my father to Baba. He took that place. And the wonderful thing is, to take me into his life, first, first thing what he did, he has to, yeah, enter first into my father's life, my family member. He has to become first. And then slowly he caught hold of me. Otherwise, directly, if he catch me, my father will not allow. He's like a great dictator. And directly, never we went in front of my dad and calling, oh, dad. That much of distance we used to maintain because of that fear with dad, But he used to love me a lot, so much of attachment he had, because he in Laukik family we are three sisters. Two sisters elders are married and I'm youngest one. So I was given chance to continue my studies. That was the reason. Otherwise they start getting married after completing the intermediate and degree, like that. So after this, when completed my this natural cure, and that was how regularly my life has become Baba, Baba, Baba. That's all. Every day I must. In the evening, all the students comes to the hostel. They come to the hostel to watch TV, serials, and everything. Boys, girls together. But that time, I used to go along with my roommate to see Baba, to my divine family, to my divine sister over there. If I meet those people, I'm satisfied. I'm happy. And while going to the center, and finally, if 3-4 days vacations we get, I never used to go to the home. And dad used to come and see me. And when he comes to the hostel, he never used to see me there. I was there in my center, participating in some other services like that. But he used to feel happy, when I was participating and busy there. I was not feeling homesick and all, he was feeling happy with that. But later in final year, when I was doing internship, I think sister asked me all of a sudden to come to Baba's Milan, Mount Abu in 87. So I met Bab Dada first time in Om Shanti Bhavan on the stage, as all the double foreigners used to meet special Milan in Om Shanti Bhavan. So in those days also Baba used to meet separately, especially every individual on the stage giving toli and giving personal blessing also. So that time Baba has given me the blessing of Safalta Sitara, successful star. And that Murli was also based on that different stars, so in that way I received that blessing. And with that Baba's divine blessings, I experienced that in my life, every moment, every step in my life, whatever decision I take, whatever service Baba make me to do, I get. Baba, he says that, kam kharch balanashin, means with less efforts, with less time, with less energy, less amount of expenditure, you have to get more benefit, more success, Baba says. So I have been experiencing that in my life, when Baba has become my life partner, my companion, and my friend. So after completing my studies, what to do now? My father's ambition was to establish a naturopathy center, means in-house patients, in-house treatments only we used to give. I will share with you that naturopathy points also, some fundamentals about naturopathy system in the end. So he wanted to establish a naturopathy hospital there at our place, and he purchased for that 13 acres of land also. But after and before that, I joined in a hospital to gain the experience in the field. He only took me to join there. And after that, from there, he took me to the home and he said that, yeah, you have to establish a hospital, means you run the clinic. Near the home only, I was running the clinic. Then started Mahabharata Yuddha, Mahabharata fight, in between me and father. Why? My father slowly started telling me that now you have to get married first. And then only you can, continue. You can start your establishment of this hospital and everything. I said that was like a mad person, I used to feel when my dad used to ask me like this, being a Baba's child, how he is getting that thought to ask me to get married to someone else. When Baba is whole and soul, everything for me. Can't you understand this? So whenever he used to speak about that, marriage matters, I used to get a lot of sickness, tension inside, because never had the habit of sharing anything with anyone. Only one servant who was working with me in clinic, also in the home, and something, whenever I feel like talking something, only that points I will talk to her. That's all. In that much of silence, I used to spend my life. So, but he never stopped talking about that marriage. And constantly I was falling sick and sick, more and more sick. But he was not understanding. He did not stop. Every time he used to send some or other person to visit the clinic as a patient, and they see me and they say that we want to marry. I want to marry only this girl. That guy will go and tell them. And now you see, now the Mahabharata Yuddha start begin in our home with my father and me. No, you stop talking about the marriage and continue this hospital process, I used to say. He never stopped. Like that, nearly about 25 people who came to my clinic and saw me, and see that fought went on. Finally, 4 years, I think, nearly, I spent with that struggle. And in that Mahabharata, there is an episode, as Harsha brother was saying, that it was happened in my life, truly the same incident, same episode, same event about the marriage. The finally, when the last alliance, when he brought, we used to stay in a temple campus, because we were just following the discipline of the Babas, and the Baba's children, my father and myself, mother. So then we cannot stay outside with all the people. And then we were staying in a temple complex. There, nearly about 10, 15 families used to stay there. And when that last final alliance came, those mothers who were staying in different homes, they secretly informed me that, see, if this time you say no for your marriage, your father, your family members, they are planning to kill you in your home only. So be careful while having your food, they said. It's not that those mothers told me, it's only Baba's message. I felt that, for my safety. Then after listening to that, yeah, I was prepared mentally. When they brought, the family came and to see me, then I said, it is your will and wish. Okay, I won't say anything, I said. But still they were not, no, they did not have that confidence. Yeah, I accept, accepting it wholeheartedly. But even then still say, okay, continue. It's according to your wish, let it go on. Then, okay, I have given them 1 week time. After 1 week, again, I have to go to the Hyderabad to meet my friends, I said. So after 1 week, within the 1 week, they started our marriage arrangements when I was there at home. And then the final day when I was about to leave my home, that was in the temple. The festival was, it is called as Sri Rama Navami. The festival means it is the birthday and the wedding ceremony of Sri Rama and Sita. In temple, that ceremony takes place in Sri Rama Navami festival. My father told that, no, you have to donate the amount, the wedding of the god, and then you leave to Hyderabad, he said. I told, okay. So after finishing that, that was the day when I left my home very successfully and reached to Baba's home. Yeah. And when I went to that place where I regularly used to go for Murli class. That sister, the Didi, went for accounts meeting to Mount Abu. Then I went to some other senior sister. Then I asked that Didi, please hide me somewhere where my father cannot find me till I cross this marriage date. 15 days time was there after that also. I told the sister, you should not reveal that I'm here, I'm hiding with you. If my father comes to know that, you cannot stop my marriage at all. So I took promise with that Didi that you should not reveal that, please. You should keep me incognito for this 15 days. Didi said, even to Dadiji also, Secunderabad, Leela Dadiji was there at that moment. I told that to any of the sisters, you should not inform me. Inform that I came to you. After crossing this marriage date only, yeah, I will inform to my parents. But at the same time, I wrote letter to my parents that now you don't go in search of me and don't put any complaint to the police. I'm safe in Baba's home, in Baba's lap, and there is no threat for my purity here because I had a threat there. So I wrote that also in letter. And I can't bear this hell anymore in your home. So I can't bear it, I told that. And the last moment when I was about to leave my home, I told to Baba, so Baba, I'm bearing all this pain. It is all because to take care of my parents, because no brothers. So that is also my responsibility in my professional life. At the same time, I'm with you always. You are with me. But finally, I could not bear that struggle, the pain, what they were giving to me. And I was falling sick and sick more and more. I told to Baba, 75% I have finished my karmic accounts. If whatever it is remaining 25%, I come to you there and I will finish it along with you in your company. So I just communicated with Baba in that way and I came out of the home on that day. So it was the same thing, it happened in Mahabharata. They used to believe that in the path of bhakti, Sri Krishna is the Lord God, and they believe he's God. So the Rukmini's role is she wanted to marry Krishna, Sri Krishna. And she belongs to a very famous king's family. And her parents, her brother, they arranged a marriage to her with some other king. And then she started, feeling something painful inside the heart, that feelings, not comfortable getting married to some normal king. And she, no, she thought, what is this happening inside? Means she started remembering Lord Krishna. She started remembering, and definitely Krishna will receive this. He knows everything, no? So she goes to temple, and the temple pujari will be there, no, who takes care of cleanliness and worshipping God, everything, that pujari. So she informs to that person, she requests that person that, Rukmini, please pass on this message to Lord Krishna. If he is interested, if he accepts me, I want to marry him. Please let me know that, is he interested to accept my life? Then Pujari went to Sri Krishna, and Krishna, with smiling, he says with sweet smile, tell her that I'm going to come to pick up her on the day before marriage, when she come to worship God to the temple. I will come with chariot and carry her. So that happened. In that way, Krishna saved her life. Rukmini became his wife. It is not one Rukmini, no. There are so many. As Baba told, that it is not one Parvati where the Amarnath is giving knowledge, imparting this knowledge. It is not to one Parvati. No, there are so many Parvatis, the souls who are listening to God's knowledge. So in the same way, there is not one Rukmini, but there are so many Rukminis where Baba has saved so many sisters and married. We had a spiritual marriage with Baba. No, I have sent that all photos to Harsha brother also, my dedication ceremony. In the history, when I came out of home, after that, Jnata, 14 days period, I informed to my parents, and my father came, but I was very sick. And I told that unless he gives in return that now she is no more my daughter, and yeah, I am giving my daughter into Baba's hands now. Is Baba's responsibility to take care of my daughter now. So in this way, he has to. I dictated that he has to give in return. Then only I am going to meet him. Otherwise, I can't live. If I go in front of him, being his daughter. So then, when he came to the center, Dadiji in the middle, Leela Dadiji. So Dadiji told that, "Mm, see, your daughter is very sick. He knows that. Definitely I feel sick." Then he said, you see, if you want to meet her, you have to agree to her conditions. Otherwise, she can't survive. If you put her any pressure, you can't see anymore your daughter in your life future. So then he accepted that, but my family members, they did not accept, because she disobeyed and she went away, she left you, and then now why should you listen to her? But still, finally he said that no, she is my daughter after all. It is my responsibility, I have to go and I should give her in Baba's hands. And he came. So when Dadi met him, he said that, yeah, one fine day they have decided the dedication ceremony. That was in Yajna, I think it was first time in city. My dedication ceremony, it occurred officially without the presence of dadis, any of the dadis from Madhuban. And Leela Dadi took permission from Dadiji, Prakash Muniji. And that ceremony occurred first time in Twin Cities officially. All the VIPs visited. That time, the KVK Raju brother, he was just new the knowledge. I never used to come. Whenever Dadi invites him, he was so busy person. But for my marriage function, he was president of our naturopathy college. And then he came first, for that function, that ceremony. And the day during my dedication ceremony, it happened in that center only. Media people also came to that ceremony, and the news came in the print media, newspapers, and in TV news also. This electronic media was not there. So and so parents, they have dedicated their daughter for the cause of Brahma Kumaris. In that way, that news came first time in the dedication ceremony of Brahma Kumaris getting surrendered. Their sisters, very new, this knowledge and everything in the 80s, early 90s. It was very, nobody knows about the Brahma Kumaris, or like even naturopathy also, nobody knows. So that was how, in the unique way, my dedication also, my life giving to Baba's hands, everything happened in a unique way. And that was how, you see, first time I got Rakhi tied with Santosh Didi at our place. My parents getting tied the Rakhi with Didi Santosh, our zone in charge. That was the first time, that was in 80s. And this was the dedication ceremony in city.
Just to add to that, Umaben, today is the day when this article was published, in May 31st in 19...
Yeah, the same coincidence. Yesterday we thought that, in the night, when we gone through that photos and everything, it's coincidence, 31st May there in San Francisco. Yesterday night also I saw that same date. So my dedication ceremony, you must wish, all of you. I'm receiving the
Happy
greetings from all of you.
anniversary.
Thank you. Thank you, brother. So that was a great thing happened in my life in Yajna also. That was the incident, the episode of Rukmini's marriage. Okay. Escaped from the Lokik family and saved, in Baba's hands. If Baba did not accept my life, my life is, I have to end my life. That's all, no other go. I cannot lead a normal life like all other girls, that was not there at all in my life. Because since childhood, when Dadi, Leela Dadi, in the middle, Secunderabad, she was there, now she's no more. So Dadi, when she saw my father, when he came in search of me, then Dadi told to other sisters, it seems, I can't believe he's such a gentleman, and very royal, dignified person. I cannot believe that that person gave so much of struggle to his daughter, such an educated daughter, and is losing his daughter in his life. I can't think in that way that such foolish thing he does in his life. Then when my father, he himself, he narrated that, Dadiji, my daughter, since her childhood, in the relations, she never feel happy, or she likes that word to listen, that in-laws, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, mother-in-law, When since my childhood, if I listen to that name, brother-in-law, somehow it seems I used to twist my eyes and keep my face very ugly. I never felt comfortable, listening to those relations. So in my life also never accepted such relations. Even now, nobody in that way in my life. Just brothers, sisters, mother, father. That's all. So that was how again, Dadiji separately, she took permission to go for training program in Mount Abu. After going there, one fine day, Dadi Prakash Mani in meditation hall. We have no near Jhopdi, Baba's hut, meditation hall in Pandav Bhavan. All of a sudden, the training sisters all were sitting in that hall also. In Murali time, in the middle, Dadi started the class. She called over Asha Didiji. Asha, where is that girl called? And Asha Didi was telling, out, get up. I was, surprised. I don't know anything. She did not inform me that you have to share. Then Dadiji called me onto the stage, and she asked me to sit beside her. Now she said that you have to share your experiences. I told Dadiji I can't speak in Hindi. I was not knowing speaking how to speak in Hindi that time. Even though I was studying in Hyderabad, but I could not learn that. Then Dadiji asked me, you start sharing in English. Shilu, sister will translate in Hindi, she said. Then that was how I narrated all the story. Then the Dadiji told that, see, if Sakar Baba is here, he will dance like anything in that ecstasy, looking at such girls, they manage their life and they forget everything and come for Baba, dedicate their lives in that way. So Dadiji felt so happy. And Asha Didiji took me to Chandramani Dadiji, who was sitting there only in the sofa first side near the door. Then he's my father and mother. So that was in 96, my dedication ceremony occurred in Mount Abu, again there 2 times. That happened. So then Chandramani Dadiji, when I went in front of her, Asha Didiji introduced, she just put a hand like this on my face, and she told that, Pagli, mad girl, why did you bear this pain so many days? You would have come long back, no, to Baba's home. She said. Then I started thinking, really, why I underwent this all pain, because it was all my karmic accounts. I have to clear there only with my parents, with my family members. Then after that, I came to Baba. No, there is no bondages. So my life is full of freedom with Baba. Love and law, balance, There, either love or law. No balance at all in the relations. So I used to suffer a lot. So that was how my dedication ceremony took place. And after that, I was put there in the same center where the Didi asked me, request Dadiji to send me there. For 5 years, I did the service there, opened so many centers there, full-fledged centers. Now they are running. All the sisters are staying over there. After 5 years, I was transferred to again to Hyderabad, Pritam Didiji and Kuldeep Didiji. Now Pritam Didiji, when I came here, and she took care of me, and totally the center management and everything. The Kuldeep Didiji, every step, how to do perfect service in our life to reveal Baba. So wonderfully, she used to motivate us, all the sisters, Kuldeep Didiji. That was how we became perfect hands, right hands of Baba in Hyderabad city. We is collectively, we all did very wonderful services. And that was how the state government and then Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu ji, his government, they have given us for lease 34 acres land in prime location, Gachibowli, the retreat center there now it is. So now where I am staying here for the past 24 years here in Malakpet branch, Hyderabad it is, Malakpet branch. This was before Shanti Sarovar, this was a big retreat center here. All the Medivan family members used to come here. All the senior faculties, senior brothers, sisters, daddies, everybody who comes here in Hyderabad, they stay here. Didis come here and they stay here. All the family members, they gather here. We have a big hall, 500 people sitting capacity. A very beautiful, wonderful hall. They have constructed Didis and they made me to be here as an instrument, and all the services, all tapasya, bhatis, intense meditations, they took place here. And we got very wonderful results of that. That's how the service going on now. But now there is no such hangama, no such services physically doing, anything. We don't need any such space, big hall or anything. But now this time, it is the time. It's the time simply to be with ourselves and remember Baba and spread that light, might. This is the Malakpet building. It's a half only you are seeing in the middle part. Another gate is there right side to me, and the left side Baba's room and staircase. So now we are planning to construct on second floor also residential part. We want to shift there. And now sisters, we are staying in ground floor, and the first floor it is the hall, big hall. It's nearly 840 square yards area. This place is some Marwadi families. They have contributed to this trust. It is a trust building. Baba's very big house, very big area. It's very difficult to get it now, this area also in the city, heart of the city.
So Didi,
So
if you can share, there are a couple of questions coming up, and if you can share some of your thoughts on.
Before that, Harsha brother, before that, I will share fundamentals of the naturopathy also, then I will close. Okay. And this is about our naturopathy, Panchatantra principles, the 5 fundamental principles of pure naturopathy. Basic principles, very simple. As Baba's principles are very simple, but they are very tough to implement, In the same way, naturopathy is also like that. It's a drugless system completely, no drugs, no medicines at all. It's purely with 5 elements, natural elements, because body is made up of 5 elements. So you have to treat, cure. If a scope is given to your body, yes, it will heal the things, That is why fast 1 day in a week, the second principle. And the first principle is consume at least minimum 8 glasses of water in any season. Either it is winter or summer, any season, you have to consume 8 glasses minimum. If it is summer, more than that, double you can consume. And if it is winter also, you have to consume minimum 8 glasses and fast 1 day in a week. And that fasting could be like you had a heavy dinner on Sunday if you have party, and the next day you can go for fasting, and that fasting will be, you need not apply leave for your job or anything. You can continue your work, no problem, but this fasting for 1 day on liquids and fruit juices or fruits like that, you can just spend for 1 day and pray God twice a day. Pray God twice a day, in the morning and in the evening. This is the naturopathy principles, fundamentals we had. Eat 2 meals in a day, not more than that. It's enough. And do 1 hour exercise daily. At least minimum 20 minutes. In this 1 hour, it's good. So in this way, these Panchatantra principles, if anyone can follow in their life will be very healthy, happy. And sometimes, in meanwhile, if time permits, sometimes yearly once, if you go for body servicing, as you take your vehicle to the servicing to the garage, in the same way, you just give rest to your body yearly once. That is enough. For 3 days, you go and join there and take full body massage and steam bath. Such treatments are there, water therapies, so sun bath. These all things you can enjoy for 1 week or 3 days. That's enough. And this is how we can maintain our natural healthy life. Eat naturally. That's enough. So this is how we can maintain our natural way of living and eating habits. These 5 principles, basic fundamentals of naturopathy. Any more?
Mhm.
And
Thank
this is how, we had our study hospital near to our college. And every day, one or two brothers visit our hospital and they teach our patients this meditation. And if any brother is missing, any patient visiting there, so next day morning in the rounds, they used to say that yesterday your brother didn't come, so we felt unhappy. Some uneasiness was there. I'm not happy. They used to say that in front of my senior doctors also. I used to feel so proud, This naturopathy practice is for physical health, but for mental health also. When the prayers, third year onwards, we had clinicals. We have to go for the rounds and full day duty, 24 hours duty also we had. That time we have to conduct meditation 2 times and yoga 1 time. So during the meditation process, only bhajans, kirtan, we have to spell something out and they have to repeat it. That's all. I was not satisfied at all. What is that communication is not going with the God, how it is called as prayer. If anyone asks that, what I can answer, then I used to think in that way. But when I went to center Baba's home, in the meditation process, the technique, when I started applying, my life was totally transformed. Physically, mentally, all around personality, totally it was transformed, changed a lot. All my, even batchmates, everybody, they noticed it, It's all because of Baba's knowledge and the meditation power. Totally, I changed.
That is so beautiful.
Welcome.
That how your
Welcome.
profession has brought you closer to Baba, and how Baba's teachings are incognitally embedded into the practices itself, right? Like they may say that 2 times prayer, we say 2 times yoga, Amrit Vela and evening meditation. But it is, like you nicely pointed out, it is the communication with Baba. So that connection has to happen. It's really beautiful. So Didi, there are some questions that are coming in around this topic of what is that palna that you received from Didis and Dadis, that 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 made you so powerful to take such a strong steps? Or before that, is there anything else, any other forces that are working to go against such a obstacle?
Actually, as I told you that in my life, I always like the uniqueness in the life, to do anything in a unique way. So my profession is also in that way only. It is a unique practice, naturopathies, comparatively with other practices. And in Baba's life, when I went to Mount Abu, during my training process, when I look at each and every Didi, Dadi, are wonderful. Every individual soul, every sister is unique, How Baba has selected, it's not only me, he captured all the unique souls in this world. So looking at that, Baba, wow, Baba, wow, wow, Baba, wow, I used to praise, how knowledgeful you are really, I could understand that, how he catch all those intellectuals, you see, who likes the uniqueness of life, that souls only get attracted towards Baba. Common souls cannot understand the techniques, If we have some purpose and meaning to your life before coming to Baba only, that fire should be there inside. Then to fulfill that only, we get attracted towards Baba, attraction. Then only it happens naturally, very naturally. Many people to adopt the Baba's principles, they feel very difficult. But no, even in naturopathy also, in Baba's life also, I never felt any difficulty. To adapt anything, it was so natural. It's my life, natural thing, To- And adaptation is another thing where acquired it is. It's an innate thing, It's a natural instinct, it innate thing we need not adapt it. We have to bring out that, in fact. We have to bring out that. We have that perfection inside. So Baba is giving us real education, wisdom to bring out all that perfection which is there inside. And we are making ourselves perfect and we are exhibiting that perfection in front of others. So that is how we are getting attracted. That happened in my life also. It was increasing more and more, that fire, that attraction towards Baba, looking at each and every dadi, listening to their wonderful experiences. And then when I read the books, the stories of dadis, the dadas, with great struggle, they all came to Baba the same way I came. That inside, that fire should be there. It is my life is for Baba, that's all. But this practice is spiritual practice, is not for normal livelihood. The unique souls, Baba's children, definitely. And the drama will push you towards that path, and Baba will support you, and you will put you forward your steps. All together, collectively, it happens.
Beautiful. So you nicely said that. So you need to find that fire within you, and then keep nurturing that fire, and then let that fire you closer to Baba, and recognize your own uniqueness, and that will naturally start coming alive.
That's true. Because since my childhood, I never had this extrovertness talking to other people. I used to listen to my inner voice, try to understand that what it wants. Since my childhood, I had that. And then I tried, this is my attraction. This is attraction. This is the attraction. I used to give importance to that only. That's all. Never used to listen to any others' interest towards my life. Of course, my father had some ambition towards my life. My mother had something. My sisters had something. My friends had something else. Expectations from my life. There are so many people, who wanted to enter into my life, but I never accepted anyone. Because already Baba preoccupied, my heart is my soul and everything. It is preoccupied with Baba's memories and Baba's relation. In teenage, 18 years means very early age, that was. Baba has not given chance to anyone. And it happens, I think, in everyone's life.
That's true.
So the beautiful, even now, it is, I can't understand how these small young people, how these teenage girls get attracted towards Baba as I was attracted. And is this fire is there inside of everyone? I feel that, I start thinking about how these people just get dedicated towards Baba, totally away from the family, away from the world, It's the only beautiful thing, wonderful thing, unique thing occurs in Baba's life in Sangam Yoga. In this confluence age, it is happening here. It never happens any time in the cycle. There's a uniqueness you see again.
Yeah. It's beautiful. Yeah. So Didi, one of the things is like you had an opportunity to see the Didis, to read and understand Dadis, and you had a personal opportunity to witness them. But there are a lot of new students who are here who haven't got a chance to see Dadis, and Dadis have slowly leaving their bodies and they are going to Avyakt stage. So what is your recommendation for those who haven't met dadis? How can they sense dadis, take palna from Avyak Palna from dadis, and how can they understand dadis more and feel the dadis for us?
That's true. Of course, they are the instruments to inspire us. So the Baba has made them as role models, equal to Baba in their lives. And looking at them, we were getting inspired and inspired moving forward. And every time to time, we used to get instructions from Dadiji, and very competitively we used to move forward to do services in. But now it is not necessary, actually, Shabe, these sort of inspirations and motivations and everything, now it is over. It has come to an end. So that is the reason Baba has taken all those people, the seniors, elders. It's everything is going on now in the subtle world, not here. So if you want to see the beauty, the wonderful attributes of Baba now, you have to see in subtle world, not in this world now. You cannot expect those things now to happen here now. That times have gone now. It's not to disappoint, make them to disappoint, but the thing is, the fact we need to understand the need of the hour now. As Baba's instrument, what? Because I am selected by Baba now, right now. So Baba has some purpose to my life, and I have to understand that now Baba, what signals he is giving, what elders, they have left a message for us. As Baba has given the message, Nirvikari, Nirahankari Bhava, Nirakari Bhava. That Vardhan, that blessings, that boon. Every Dadi has given some message from their life, the Mama, and every senior sister, every individual Brahmin soul has some message for others, for the world, We have to get that message. We have, and we can get from experiences. That is how you arrange this sharing experience now, Wonderfully, we are getting all over the world, this virtual conferences. We are now able to get more than that in the presence of Datis seniors, there is a time limit, but here there is no time limit at all. Unlimited experiences, unlimited treasures, we are getting it virtually. And what Baba wants, sincerely, I want to share now with the new brothers and sisters also, even the senior most sisters also. But Baba told that it is to become perfect, complete, the seniority, the duration of our life in Brahmin life, that is not considered. That is not considered at all. It's not a matter at all. But the thing is, how much am I dedicated to Baba's practices? Am I very sincere in this? Really, is this my heart, my life, my soul totally occupied by Baba or somebody else? I must find out that. I should ask that. Then only my purpose will be clear for me. If this purpose is not clear, I cannot make any sincere efforts. I cannot receive any message. Baba is giving so many messages for me to implement, but I cannot receive those things, If this is not clear here, my heart is not clear with Baba, I can't fulfill the expectations of Baba or Dadis or Didis. Even in front of us, if they are telling also, if there are so many role models, many more sisters for the past 50 years, 60 years, they have been in this knowledge and practicing, still they are there equal to Dadis. We can learn more from them. But Baba wants now to be the children always to stay there in subtle world, not in this world. And but for that, what we need is, the most important thing is, do I have this unlimited disinterest towards this physical body, the relations, and this physical world and the worldly matters? Do I have this unlimited disinterest, Behad Vairagya? If that is there, then everything becomes easy for me to accept what Baba wants to get from me. I am prepared for that because my life is for that purpose, no? So I will search for that, what I need to do, what to do now. Now Baba wants all children to, he has given a lot of time, in this lockdown, even unlock also, but still, it is, everything is going on seriously outside. In Hyderabad, it is very bad. The situation is, the second wave is going on now, and very bad it is, the situation. As today's Murli there, in 31st Murli, May 31st Murli, yesterday Baba has told that, the whole world is graveyard, the graveyard. Why to attach to that graveyard? Don't attach your heart to that graveyard. Why? When we are knowing that, it is truth, who is telling us? We must understand, keep in our mind that who is telling all this? Not Didis, not Dadis. It is Almighty Baba, who is ocean of knowledge, who is truth. He is revealing us, he is telling us this. It's going to become graveyard. Everywhere the graveyard is full of dead bodies. Hospitals are full of dead bodies. Mortuaries are full of dead bodies. Every home there is a dead body coming out every day. What is there to get attached with this graveyard now? It's physically we are seeing now. In the 80s and 90s, that times were very smooth. Nothing was like this, to develop that sort of disinterest. But Baba has told this, he has already told that since many years back, says children, you have to maintain that unlimited disinterest now, and you have to make others also to become that, to understand that this is the time you have to make efforts towards this. But end of the time, you need not educate the people more than you. The people will be unlimited disinterest towards the family, towards their life, towards the world. We need not educate them to become vairagi, unlimited disinterest. So when others, uneducated people are also, ajnani also, they are maintaining that attitude, for Brahmins it is so easy now. So always now try to catch hold of the signals. Always have the constant link with Baba, remaining in soul conscious, constant link with Baba. For that, every hour, I should have a reminder. As in mobiles, YouTubes, we keep the reminder. Is tomorrow this time I have to see this, I should not miss. So that way, every hour we must set the reminder that am I connected to Baba? What Baba wants to see from me, wants to get from me. Am I prepared for that? And then always I should check that am I ready if this moment, because this time what I am experiencing is the real title what Baba has given to us is the Salvation Army. The Salvation Army. Now the work is like, frontline soldiers, how the doctors and medical professionals doing. In the same way, the Baba's children are also, we are supposed to do the service. We are in the front line now. So every time we are getting demand to do the service to the souls, those who are in emergency. And I do get calls, in the WhatsApp messages, midnight also. They call up and say that, sister, so-and-so brother is so, even they are not Baba's children, but the request, so serious on oxygen, very serious. It is impossible to live. See, it is impossible. Life threat is there. So please do meditation. Yeah. Looking at that, they send the video, the photo, the image of the person. I sit half an hour, I do meditation. I send the light might to that soul to become calm, stable, and definitely progressing. So many cases I did that meditation process. This is the need of the hour. Baba wants, and the humanity wants. We must be ready. We are the Salvation Army now. This is the action now. We have to be ready, ever ready, ever ready. Ever ready for a long time if you are prepared for that. And whenever the call comes, the soldiers, battlefield, anytime they will also leave the body. Anytime the call may come. So we must be ready for that also. When Baba calls me, yeah, am I ready in that way? Am I ready to go? Am I ready to leave this body? The costume, is it loose or tight? If it is loose, detach. Yeah, yes, very easily. Within no time, nanoseconds, even see the last paper, it is out for every one of us. It is out, declared, The Baba's teachings are very wonderful, Baba teaches only 1 hour, no? Daily for 1 hour, even it is San Francisco, California in India. Only 1 hour class he teaches. And how much time he gives for homework?
1 second.
23 hours he is giving. 23 hours he is giving for homework. Only 1 hour he is giving teaching knowledge. So enough time, lot of time he gives practical, because he wants practical implementation. So he gives lot of time. And their outside education, you see 8 hours they teach. How much time they give for the children for homework? Hardly 4 hours, 3 hours, like that. So this is enough time. Baba understands how we can make efforts in this world, So now 24 hours we have. 24/7 we have time. So easily we can get detached and we can connect with Baba and the subtle body, subtle world as angels. We can just move around the world and give that light, might to the souls and enjoy it. I'm enjoying a lot since 1.5 years, 2 years. thanks to Corona.
Mm.
Corona has made us to realize how we can behave like a real soldiers. Salvation Army means the title, practically we have to play that role. So this is the time we have to play that role. We have to give salvation. The real title, you see the meaning of that. Salvation means you have to give the salvation to the souls to get liberation from that pain and suffering and make their souls to feel that comfort, peaceful stage. Let them, their soul leave the body also, but let them become calm and stable and prepare their soul to connect with the Baba while leaving the body. And this communications will reach faster than the verbal communications. And the souls are ready to receive that also. They're expecting from us. They're expecting from us. Demand is more. We have to supply it now. This is the only act we have to do. This is the only service we have to do in this time. There's no other act.
Thank you. Thank you. So, Uma Didi, there is one more question. There is one sister by name, similar name Rani, and she was also telling that
Rani.
my experience, I too didn't want to get married. For a day, I went away to my, I'm just reading it out, to my friend as didn't want to see the person my brother chose for me. He found me, my brother, so I could not escape, and I was forced to marry. I did. They didn't ask for my consent, um, and I think she didn't even get the consent from the parents. I think,
Chance, okay.
yeah. So they didn't get any um, agreement. Like, so even the parents were also didn't get the consent. I think the question she was trying to ask is like, what should she be doing?
How is she now? Is she married or she is single now? What is the condition? I am unable to get it.
So,
Is she married now? Is she escaped from that situation now?
Tanvij, can
How
you
is the
unmute
condition
her
now?
if she's around? Yeah.
Yeah, I shared it. She can speak directly.
Yeah, yeah. So I think she is married right now based on that question. Yeah. So,
But she could not say that way.
yeah. So if the person wants to share, please raise your hand and then we can unmute and they can ask the question. So anyone who wants to have any
Feel free to know that, yeah, there is a genuine cause, even for that also. If you could not escape from the situation also, it is predestined, everything, according to Dharma only everything happens. If it is there that if you become Baba's child, dedicated child, then drama will help you, Baba will help you, everything, you will get that help. The drama will arrange for you everything. And if it is predestined that you have to get married to some person, then drama cannot do anything, Baba cannot do anything, you can't do anything for you. It happens like that. And that is benevolent. Again, you became again Baba's child. No, you are in knowledge only now. So you are the well-wisher of that soul also. You can become the benefactor of that soul also. Must become life partner. That is the thing Baba wanted to get from you, drama wanted to get from you, I think.
Yeah. So another question is like, so the one you're sharing, like how to do, I mean, do you have more tips on how to do the Avyakta service, like the one you are sharing, like how to serve the souls right now with whatever suffering and sorrow that is filling the world right now?
The Avyakta service means, first of all, we need to always the reminder, as I told you, every hour, and the traffic control timings also. If forget about that, traffic control timings are every hour, but always have that fire inside. Am I connected? Am I ready? So always I should be ready to get detached, as if I'm in subtle world only. I'm entering in this body to perform some actions. That's all. Always try to stay there only, just in front of the angelic form of Baba, and an angel with Baba. We both are together doing service now, subtle world. So for this, I must be very prepared every time. Baba has given us time. It is only nanoseconds, not even complete second also. I think we have to pass that moment, the last breath, the last paper. If I am not ready for that, then how can I inspire the people to get ready for that? I'm always to check that only. Am I ready? And now the journey, the destination is to reach the Paramdham, my sweet silence home. So whenever the call comes, within nanoseconds, am I ready to go there? Am I ready to leave my body? Am I ready to give up? All my responsibilities are still, I try to call somebody else to tell that, call has come, you get ready, and such things, if comes in our mind, that second is over. Am I fully equipped in that way to leave the body within nanoseconds? Not even a complete second. Check. Always try to be busy in that only. So naturally, if your stage is bodiless stage, avyakta stage, then avyakta Bapa Dada will get that services, whatever he wants from you. He wants you to get detached from this all and in the angelic form. Always stay in that angelic form. So then Baba gets that service done from you. Be ready for that. And then check always that any moment can come that I have to leave this body. I am ready that to leave this. I should not take more than 1 second. It is to reach Parandam, to see Baba. Always check yourself this method. It is need of the hour for our personal benefit only it is. If we have to become Pasvidanas or pass the last paper, you must be fully equipped with this. Otherwise, you can't pass in that last paper. That fire, that fear I must have inside, failure, Baba's children, we can't in our dictionary, that word, we can't see, we should not see that. Only Pasvidanas, our aim should be always. Baba is Almighty. We are the children of Almighty. We are fully equipped now. We are the Salvation Army. So we have that all powers. Our wings are full of strength now. We can fly at any moment. And check that wings, always be ready to fly. Be ready to fly. Of course, we are there in this physical body. The time comes to fly. Be ready for that. That's all. This is only the time for that. To prepare ourselves. First of all, we must be always conscious of introvertedness, and then to check myself that am I ready? Because any moment it may come, the call. It is knocking the door. Every doorstep it is coming, Yeah. We must be ready to attend that call. You can't avoid that call. You can't escape. We must understand this truth. We can't say that Baba must help me. No. When the time comes, we must be prepared. Baba is telling that. That die with dignity. Baba says that. Live with dignity, die with dignity. This art of dying also Baba has taught us long back. So in all the way, we must be fully equipped. As a soldier, you can't forget anything,
Yes. Thank you, Madhuri. It's really beautiful.
Thank you.
The way you have explained us how to get into that Avyak stage, how to prepare ourselves, how to have disinterest, how to be detached, and how to stay absorbed in Baba's love and stay in Baba's company. So we have with us Sister Sukanya and Sister Kyoko, the sisters who take care of the center here. And right now, Sister Chandru is not here. So Sister Sukanya and
Sister... so sweet, so nice.
Shanti.
Thank you, Sukanya sister. Om Shanti.
Hanji, I'm Sukanya Ben and
I'm Kyoko.
Sister Kyoko. And
Kyoko.
Chandru Didi is also listening to the talk.
Nice. Thank you.
She's
Didi, thank you.
Yeah, you may be knowing that she had a stroke a few months back, so she's recovering. It was very, very wonderful sharing of your own personal life. The personal experiences have much more power.
Power, yes.
And I was also remembering my life story as you were narrating yours. So yours is
Mm,
a life story of
yes.
complete nischay on Baba.
Yeah. Nischay Buddhi Vijayanti. Yeah. This is the nectar to our life, you know, when listening, reminding ourselves.
I also felt so much power from your talk and your vibrations and your experience, because we all have different past, but then you use Baba's Gyan, Baba's powers, and all the teachings that Baba is showing us. You were using them to overcome obstacles and make this Brahmin life so elevated and enjoyable. So thank you so much for your sharing.
You.
It was very
Thank
nice.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
I
sweet
just wanted
sisters.
to mention that the point of 1 second, being ready in that one
Mhm,
second, that has been coming up
mhm.
many times. So I think it is Baba who is giving us this message through different instruments. So we have to take that message very strongly to our heart. Uma Didi also emphasized on that, the power of 1 second, being ready in 1 second. And so not
Last
to
speaker,
get caught
yes.
up in trivial things, but to keep our focus on the highest goal and be ready anytime. Thank you, Didi, for sharing.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you, sweet sisters. Thank you, Chandru Didi ji. And thank you, Harsha, brother, for remembering me and giving me this opportunity. It's a great privilege for me to see all the divine, beautiful faces, Baba's children of San Francisco, and great love from Hyderabad Divine Family and Kuldeep Didi from Shanti Sarovar. Thank you so much. We'll meet again.
Yeah. So Uma Didi, if you can take a couple of minutes to guide us into some short meditation, that would be nice. 5-10 minutes, whatever you're
Sure.
comfortable
I'd
with.
just like
Sure.
to thank Sister Vaishali, who is doing the
Oh yeah,
Hindi
Sister
translation.
Vaishali. Thank you, Sister Vaishali. She is doing the Hindi translation. I'm not sure.
Ah, thank you. Thank you, Vaishali sister. Thank you.
So I'm not sure if she has her video on. We can highlight.
Vimpistale.
Yeah, cool.
So,
So please
Thank
guide
you.
us into the meditation. Thank you.
huh? Thank you. So, first of all, we must say thanks to Bhagdada for giving us this opportunity to see one another virtually. As we have become conscious about the message, constantly receiving that the need of the hour within a second to get attached and be present in the loving remembrance of Baba. In my sweet silence home. Thank you so much, Baba, my most beloved Baba, for giving me this wonderful, beautiful life, the divine life which I'm enjoying every moment of this life in your divine company. And I am always there for you as an instrument in whatever manner you want to use me for the service of the humanity. I'm fully charged with all the powers, divine qualities of my divine father, Shiv Baba. Baba always wants to see me, and I always want to be in front of my most beloved Baba. This is the combined form which makes me always to get attracted towards this bodiless stage. And it's very easy to Baba to use me in whatever manner he wants to get the service done by my soul. I always make myself to be ready with Baba every moment, anytime. I keep giving thanks to Baba wholeheartedly. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Baba, for using my soul for your great purpose to serve the souls, to liberate the souls from their pain, the suffering, the sorrow, and making them feel relaxed, comfortable, peaceful, and leave their bodies very easily and reach to the lap of Baba. This is the need of the hour. I'm always ready to do this service whenever Baba is giving chance to me. While discharging my duties also physically, this connectivity and this attribute which Baba has given to me to liberate the souls. The present time, lakhs of people, they are undergoing the suffering, the sorrow, the pain, unbearable pain, unbearable suffering, and losing their near ones, dear ones. So many family members have become helpless to get a right path. I give them the blessings, the light, might to the souls. Again, to sit back. They are very much upset now due to the situations, due to this pandemic situation. And Baba is taking care of us. I'm very comfortable in Baba's lap. I'm enjoying that warmthness and the divine blessings of Baba every day. And it is my duty to contribute to all the souls, whatever I am receiving and enjoying from Baba. This life is meant for that purpose. I enjoy doing this service to the humanity. And Baba also feel happy looking at my service. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Dadis. Thanks to all the senior sisters who are still giving that sustenance, who are still inspiring us, who are still like role models in front of us. And thanks to each and every Brahmin soul, those who are just as an instrument to inspire all the souls. Thank you. Thanks to Rama. And thanks to all the human souls in this universe who are indirectly helping us to make us such a powerful instruments of Baba and giving this opportunity to serve them. Thanks one and all. Thanks to the nature, still it is cooperating to do the service, physically and mentally, emotionally. Thanks to each and every creature in this nature, which are not harming in any way. They are also cooperating with me. I keep on sending pure, powerful vibrations, the light and might towards all these creatures and nature, five elements, and to all the souls in this universe, at least minimum twice in a day, in the morning and in the evening, I must do this service for 1 hour every day. Om Shanti. 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 Om Shanti. Thank you, Harshavai.
Thank you, Madhidi. So beautiful. So thank you everyone for joining for this beautiful session, for this
Yes, yeah.
inspirational session. So
Anybody would like to share their experience?
feel free to unmute.
Anybody?
Yes, so you should be
Anybody?
able to unmute.
From the participants.
Anyone wants
Thanks,
to
one and all.
feel free to unmute yourself and share. Oh yeah, there is Dr. Indira. You want to share?
Shanti brother.
Welcome.
I'm the center only, Malakpet Center. Since 10 years, I'm in Jnana. Umarani is so much powerful and she's giving me so much encouragement and upliftment. She's a wonderful, unique soul. I'm very much thankful to her. And Jnana, so much encouragement, and in every critical situation, she gave me wonderful upliftment and wonderful advices. So that's why I'm just Baba's knowledge, and I can do this clinic. I can mention very well clinic and Baba's knowledge also. I can read Murli Fight and Amrit Veda perfectly because of Kumarani Didi. Thank you, Baba.
Thank you, Indira sister. Thank you.
Thank you.
They are the doctor's family. The brother is MD doctor and she's Ayurveda doctor. The children are doctors. The whole family is doctor's family. Very difficult to find the time, but still don't miss any event and don't miss to come to the center. Don't miss Murli also. Such a wonderful, beautiful Baba's children they are.
Beautiful. So Indra Ben, you're a beautiful example of a student, and all the qualities that you have just described is the qualities of an angel. So you have an angel very next to you. It's beautiful.
Yes.
Thank you.
So anyone wants to share any thoughts? Annie Ben, Lata Ben, anyone? Feel free to unmute yourself. Gopi Ben, Shama Ben. So you can unmute yourself. Yeah. I think so. You should be able to unmute. Yeah. Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. So have a beautiful rest of the evening. Try to take this very valuable time to tune in to Baba and try to recognize what is it that is pulling you back, and try to learn how to loosen up from all of this thing, have this disinterest and build a lot of interest in Baba, build interest in taking Avyakt sustenance, and stay tuned to Baba and be Baba's instruments. Thank you very much. Have a beautiful rest of the evening. Om Shanti, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Shanti.
Santi, thank you.